Mission successful. How's it going, everybody, and welcome back. I'm Dusty Mac, and thank you for joining me on this House of the Dragon reaction series. Today, we are continuing off with our favorite bunch of white-haired psychopaths. This one is House of the Dragon Season 2, Episode 3. Now, last episode, I'm gonna be real, I was kind of bored through about 90% of it. And when that happens, my brain kind of shuts off and goes into like standby mode until something happens. So I don't remember a whole lot. I do remember that the twin was sent by the king, to kill Rhaenyra and to like switch places with his brother, kind of like that sort of thing. And he got there, and luckily the twin kind of came back and saw him. They had a big scuffle. I think the good one did kill his brother. Unfortunately, the good one killed his brother, and he was a good man, and he couldn't live with that, and he literally fell on his sword. I've heard that saying before, fall on your sword, but I've never seen it like in practice, and that was pretty damn shocking. I mean, like, I've seen like the seppuku, type suicide from the Japanese and stuff in modern film, but I've never seen a dude just like literally fall on his sword. I don't even think that's possible, like, in your mind to be able to do that. Just, I don't know. I guess it's kind of reminiscent of The Last of Us, when he had to shoot his brother, then he shot himself. But shooting yourself would be a whole hell of a lot easier, it seems, than falling on your sword. So that's kind of all I remember from last week. Plus, this was 2 weeks ago because I'm a little bit behind. But anyway, I'm ready to jump back into the world of Game of Thrones once more and jump into this episode. So, if you guys like my reactions and want to keep seeing more just like it, please make sure you hit that like button for the algorithm and subscribe and hit that little bell in the corner over here because it'll tell you when my next video comes out, which is usually every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I also do some bonus videos and don't stream. And if you guys want to support the channel financially, the Patreon and everything else is down below. And with the Patreon, you're going to get these reactions full length in a week or weeks before the YouTube audience. For example, there's exclusive patron series, movies, and polls. So if any of that interests you, go check that out. If not, they'll be on YouTube at some point. And yeah, I guess without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this week's episode of I did that last time, of Game of Thrones. Jesus, this is House of the Dragons. Let's just watch the show. Let's do it. And as always, I got my raw meat gamer subs here. This is watermelon cantaloupe, and it is refreshing and delicious. Wiener dangle, dangle wiener, wiener wiener. These commoners. Life doesn't end well for commoners in these shows.
Cows can fill their bellies on Blackwood grass.
The assize at River.
Fuck the assize.
That dude is really pretty, isn't he? He has like very feminine features.
Babe killer.
What did you say?
I believe he said baby killer.
Aegon is no true king.
The war is about to start between the little people instead of the houses.
You wouldn't dare.
Well, he dared. They killed everybody and everything. Jesus. That is a lot of death in that field. All over a couple of stones?
He sullies the grave of his brother.
That would be a hard shot to film. Having dirt thrown on your face like that. That shows that the side you're on is good. You know, when you even honor the dead of the opposing side, you have that respect for them, even though they don't have that respect for you. That shows a good queen.
Soon they will not even remember what it was that began the war in the first place.
The victors usually forget the reason why they won.
Or was it when the child was beheaded? Or when Aemond killed Luke?
That right there is the reason. Aemond started that fight and then he got his eye cut out. Like, come on. Aemon's just a bitch. He's the cause of the war.
When last we met, Alicent said I would make a fine queen.
That was quite a long time ago.
Father's death. She knows war is coming.
Oh, so this one, winter was coming for Game of Thrones, war is coming for House of the Dragon. So we're not going to see any war until the very end, are we?
She permitted it.
And they'll
As
say,
you permitted the murder of a little boy in his bed.
that's what they'll say. You got to understand that some shit's going on that you're not in control of. Even though you're in control, I kind of use this lightly, but
Sir Alric was awarded the great duty of ending Rhaenyra's challenge. He failed to discharge it.
House Bracken took it upon themselves to attack the Blackwoods.
I didn't think there'd be another character in the Game of Thrones universe I would just like hate seeing every time he was on screen, like Joffrey. But here we are.
It's no true war. I call it war. What are we going to do about it?
Send a raven to Lord Tully.
Tully is a flaccid old fool who couldn't control his cock and a cunny.
My lord brother Jason is raising a great army at Castle Rock.
It's so weird hearing like a normal name in these shows. Aemond, Alicent, Rhaenyra, Jason.
This council must rediscover the discipline it lately had if it's to be of any use.
He's kind of letting things go lax, isn't he, as the hand? I mean,
I will ride out with those I can muster.
he's being kept up late, you know what I'm saying?
And take Harrenhal.
Bold scheme indeed.
Well, the gods favor the bold.
They did not favor Sir Eric.
Nope.
Vhagar will remain here to defend the city.
I'll come too with Sunfire.
It's a brave thought, but we cannot risk your loss.
It's kind of like Star Trek sending out the captain to a mission. It's like, that's not how it would work in the military. You don't send out the top generals to the field. It's like, oh gosh, there's a deadly planet down there. Send the captain and all the top lieutenants.
You turned back from your ship to bring warning.
You saved my life.
One turn for another then.
I know the workings of the Red Keep.
That's true. She knows a lot of the underground stuff. I bet she knows the Red Keep better than Rhaenyra at this point, to be honest.
Are they always like this?
My late lord husband's dragon has grown restless of late.
Maybe he's lonely.
Needs a rider.
I've decided to send Joffrey to ward Lady Jane Arryn.
Speaking of Joffrey.
She's pledged an army in return for a dragon.
Tyraxes is but a hatchling.
I want you to go with them to Pentos.
When my mother died.
That'd be a difficult place to go. And her mother went out like a badass. Wasn't she the one that like just set herself on fire with the dragon?
It breaks my heart to send my boys away. I need you to be the mother to them that I cannot. Guard them as a dragon guards her eggs. Make this sacrifice willingly.
Your Grace.
She doesn't really have a choice in that, does she? Is that my boy? I think that's my boy. That's my boy. God, I love to see Matt Smith and shit. He has like such a powerful, commanding presence as a Time Lord or a Targaryen. Where are you at, Damon? It's not Valyria, is it? That stone city? That's some badass looking armor, though. It almost looks like a medieval Power Ranger. Whose house is that? Whoa. That was a great guard.
I'm claiming Harrenhal.
Apparently so.
Very quick to bend the knee.
Pledge fealty to Rhaenyra of House Targaryen, first of her name. Supper is venison with black cabbage and peas. Sorry about that.
Mission successful.
I've survived many a battle. I do not mean to be felled by poison peas.
If you've not yet surmised, you are welcome here.
Larys Strong
is no lord of mine. Do you not think it strange that his father perished by fire, and his son too, in this damp place?
Just happens to that family for some reason, you know?
Even in summer, we struggle to light the hearths, my prince.
Your Grace.
Excuse me? As a king consort, does he get called Your Grace? I don't think the Queen's got called Your Grace.
There are 40,000 swords in the Riverlands.
A number of those swords have now declared war.
Summon your Lord Paramount so that I may turn them to our cause.
It's said that he can no longer speak, nor seal his bowels.
I didn't know that Donald Trump were in the Westeros. That's crazy.
Today we're here in a bipartisan...
What then?
March on King's Landing and take the throne.
The throne?
It's a big chair.
But that's not important right now.
Made of swords.
Ooh, talking to your lady, even though you can't technically claim her as your lady.
May I present my brother, Sir Gawain Hightower?
Oh, never mind. Well, still, it might try to squeeze in on your lady.
Seated as hand of the king. And by a man from such modest beginnings.
Cause I'd be slanging that dick to your sister, is what he's thinking.
Request that she grant her favor.
It's kind of forward of you, is it not? The brother knows now that those two are a thing. They're not exactly hiding it. Here, I blew my snot into this rag. Keep it close to your heart. Oh, it still smells like her. No, nah. I was okay with that because the eye wasn't really there, but still, eye sockets are gross. Ugh.
They have penetrated our castle walls, and now the Riverlands are aflame after the Battle of the Burning Mill. Dragons. Send them all out and burn those who resist.
No. If dragons begin fighting dragons, we invite our own destruction.
This is just about nukes. Mutually assured self-destruction.
We must give Daemon time.
Aemond and Daemon are the two biggest issues with this show.
Their queen wears the crown of my grandsire, Jaehaerys the Conciliator.
My fitness consigliere.
Reign outlasted.
Prattling babes.
One of those babes is your heir.
Joffrey.
Was that Joffrey who our Joffrey, yeah, the Game of Thrones Joffrey was named after?
We are at war, Corlys.
War is coming.
It is well that I am a good sailor.
He's gonna die, isn't he? Don't worry, I'm a great sailor. And then he just drowns.
I cannot spare a fighting dragon. Stormcloud and Tyraxes are small, but they will grow. It is for you to remind Lady Jane of her pledge.
I wonder how fast dragons grow. Like, when are they full grown? Because it feels like they're babies and then they're just like instantly adults. At least that's how Game of Thrones made it feel. Oh, she's sending her kids away too? Even the little one. So by the time we see him, maybe next season, he's gonna be a full-grown man without the last season time skipped. That dude looks like Wonka, by the way. Chalamet. Did you know, I can't even think of his first name. Anthony Chalamet? No. Chalamet started on YouTube. He did like video game controller mods and stuff like that.
Sadness is a condition of motherhood.
God damn, that's a line right there.
That horrid procession where the small folk all stared at me. Surely they lose their babes more than highborn ladies.
That they do. That's very odd to hear empathy coming from a highborn like that.
Aegon the Conqueror reborn.
The king readies himself to fly to war.
Don't worry, the king's buddies are by his side. Thing 1 and Thing 2.
I fly to meet Sir Criston.
There are rumors whispered on the streets of your city. Your Grace sends his forces to battle, flies with them.
And if he knows that, then his enemies know that. Plus, that woman would have a lot of connections still in the Red Keep.
Who spreads these lies?
Matters little.
Him, probably.
My father always said he had no use for a master of whisperers. Yet, I should be glad of your talents.
Maybe that should tell you that you're not as good of a king as he is, because that sounds like his father had his ear close to the ground and were one with the people, not just...
I think I shall fly another day.
Yeah.
It does seem wise on reflection.
Right, yeah, on
Come
reflection.
out with us, my king.
He's never fucked a woman.
But you're sworn to chastity now.
Of course, your grace.
Yeah, he's serious about that. Why is that? Is that so like they can't give away secrets or something like that? That's kind of what it seems to me.
It said even Dawn mourned the passing of my grandsire. Is that so?
Who was your grandsire? They call him the
Consigliere.
King Jaehaerys. Continue.
Look, I really shouldn't be telling you this.
So is he a Targaryen around those parts?
Uncle to the one true queen, Rhaenyra Targaryen.
I don't know if he's telling the truth or not.
You can tell by his hair.
I tell you who else doesn't have silver hair? The rightful heir to the Iron Throne, my nephew, Prince Jaehaerys Velaryon.
Gotta love a good medieval record scratch.
Drinks for all!
Now you went over the little people.
Did I tell you I came here as a lad?
That's a full-on fellatio right there. That's not who you want to see when you're very vulnerable.
Did you fuck her like a hound?
Your squire is welcome to her.
Full-on dong, dude. That's very brave. Ladies get an eyeful this episode. And gentlemen, I guess. Oh, is that her letter?
Our company has camped back yonder.
On the cold, hard ground, which is why we make for the bull. My nephew will not begrudge me a night of comfort.
Whose wills are gonna win?
We will rendezvous with your army at first light.
We're exposed.
What?
Oh,
Get to the tree!
Shit. Oh, I was gonna say, is that Rhaenyra? But no. Should have just lit that forest up. They were right there. It's almost another hit on Team Green, but Team Black was not able to convert the point.
We must move under the trees and by cover of dark starting tonight.
And no fucking inns.
Could you be certain it was cold from such a great height?
It was not such a great height, Your Grace.
She got low.
You said not to engage, so I didn't.
They have all got like pneumonia. Oh, expecting like a blade through the door. I wouldn't be so calm walking down those halls.
Always coming and going, aren't you?
That's...
And I have to clean up afterwards.
Oh. Hello, old Rhaenyra. I like that it's affecting him. It's not just, yep, killed a kid, cool, continue on with life like nothing ever happened.
You will die in this place.
Is he having a vision? Or is this just a dream?
What do you know of the movements of Alicent Hightower?
Even with that, like, shame outfit on, she still looks like a queen. Come on, people aren't gonna recognize her. Rub some dirt on your face or something. That's the closest they've been to each other in a long-ass time. This is ballsy as hell. But I guess, like they said, Daemon did make the same trip. And Daemon might be a little more well-known in those parts than she was. Like, who the hell is sitting next to me while I'm praying?
No, no. I must speak with you.
If I could cry out.
Your knights would find me. I would be slain.
And then what?
That's it. I lose.
We watched the tourney together. We knew men trained up for battle are eager to fight. I know you do not have that desire within you.
So you've come to surrender then?
I have come.
No.
I am a mother too, and you have yet to answer for the murder of my son.
I repudiate that act with all my heart.
Of course you do.
They're bickering like old friends, aren't they, kinda? I mean, friends with slain children.
Suffering and death of thousands.
Your father changed his mind.
Mere hours before I left him, he had affirmed my right to the throne.
Should have recorded it then. Pixar, it didn't happen. Westeros edition.
When was your plan first laid? Was your ambition so keen?
He changed his mind.
No, I don't think he did.
What did he say?
He said...
He spoke Egon's name.
I don't remember
He
that.
said he was the prince that was promised to unite the realms.
My father used those words.
Yes, he did.
Spoke to you of the Song of Ice and Fire. It's a story.
So you really misunderstood what he was saying, Alicent.
There's been a mistake.
There's been no mistake.
You can prevent this, Alicent. Even victory may be so bloody as to be counted a loss.
There's been no mistake.
I get my power and you die. That's all she's thinking about.
Alicent.
They had a chance right there. They could have prevented all of what's about to happen, but this is an HBO show, so we gotta have a lot of what's about to happen. Orgies and wargies. What's a wargy? That was a damn good episode, actually. Let's talk about that. All right, everybody, this was House of the Dragon, Season 2, Episode 3, and this one was really good, just kind of setting the lines even further. At the beginning, we saw my boy Daemon. He goes and gets another a house or something, a really good port. And I think that's actually the place that Rhaenyra's, no, not Rhaenyra, that Alicent's, what is his name, Crispin? Sir Crispin? I think that's the place where he was going when he was discovered by Rhaena. And just the big thing from this episode was the fact that Rhaenyra herself went to the enemy compound. Now, one thing that I actually just realized that I kind of found interesting was in this episode, Aemond was trying to puff himself up like, yeah, I'm gonna ride my dragon into war and I'm gonna go fuck shit up. And his friends were like, yeah, dude, you can do it, fuck bitches. And he's like, wait, you're not supposed to be fucking bitches right now. He's like, oh shit, yeah, sorry, my bad, your grace. But Rhaenyra, she didn't back down, and she didn't even have her dragon to ride on. She went through like the fishing boats or whatever, so that was pretty crazy. So yeah, she had that talk with Rhaenyra, and she realized that the king, I can't remember his name at this point, but the king wasn't talking about Aemond, he was talking, no. Is the king's name Aemond? I can't remember. I am horrible with names on this show, especially like Game of Thrones. I knew like Jon Snow and Tyrion, and that was basically about it. And of course, you know, of our Khaleesi. And that's not even her name. What is her name in the show? I think I forgot her name from Game of Thrones. Wow, that's been a long time. I can't remember. Plus, I'm pretty baked right now. Where was it going with that? I can't even remember. So yeah, they talked and they realized that it was about a story that he was kind of muttering to himself. He wasn't saying my grandson should be the king. He was just kind of like reliving his favorite story that he used to tell Rhaenyra. So Alicent realized it at that moment and she's like, shit. But if you're in for a penny, you're in for a pound, and she's in for about $1 million at this point because the entire war centered basically around her telling what she considered the truth, but what she misheard from the king. And I'm sure there's not going to be any negative consequences coming out of this. So anyway, guys, what did you think of this episode and Rhaenyra kind of being a boss and infiltrating the Red Keep? You got to let me know in the comment box down below. And remember, if you guys like my reactions and want to keep seeing more just like it, please make sure you hit that like button for the algorithm and subscribe and hit that little bell in the corner over here because it'll tell you when my next video comes out, which is usually every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I also do some bonus videos and don't stream. And if you guys want to support the channel financially, the Patreon and everything else is down below. And with the Patreon, you're going to get these reactions full length in a week or weeks before the YouTube audience. For example, there's exclusive patron series, movies, and polls. So if any of that interests you, go check that out. If not, they'll be on YouTube at some point. And yeah, that's going to do it for me tonight, guys. So thank you so very much for joining me. You know I love it. I appreciate every single one of you. And remember, if you're going to go outside, wear that mask because COVID's still going around pretty bad right now. Don't be an ass. And I'll see you next time with some more House of the Dragon. Take it easy, guys.
It's a big chair.